Hello, Alessandro here, another video today, which is gonna be a sort of sequel of the previous video when I talk about hotels showing too many rooms and rates, meaning too many options, and therefore making it difficult for the prospects to go through because it's essentially a very confusing situation. Now in the previous video I talked about 3 different hotels and I show them the 3 different booking engines of these 3 different hotels. Hotel 1, 30 plus products, meaning more than 30 combination of rooms and rates. Hotel 2, 50 plus products or almost 50 products, and Hotel 3, 80 plus products. Now this is simply too much, alright? We're asking our customers to go through too many things, too many options. And in that video I also mentioned that I would suggest everyone to stay within 20, maximum 20 products for any given search, so no matter what the booking criteria are. And this is essentially what the OTAs do. Even if you have more than 30 products in their extranet, they will barely show more than 20, 25, 30. Yes, sometimes it happens, but it's barely the case. But essentially this mistake, what I consider being a mistake, it's in human nature, in the sense that the less we know how to do and how to deal with certain things, the more we tend to broaden our options, because we think that this way at least there will be one of the options that we're offering that is going to fit with our customers' needs. So today I wanted to show you what you should be doing when you end up having too many options, so too many rates and too many rooms through your booking engine, and what you can do in order to reduce these numbers as much as possible. All right, so let's check this out. First off, we need to detect those products that do not perform, because they are the ones that we need to handle first. Now, the important thing to know is that performance does not equal number of reservations. When I talk about performance, the best adjective that defines good performance, in my opinion, is appealing. So, is that product appealing? If yes, that is a good performing product. So why not the number of reservations? To me, one of the biggest misleading practices in revenue: production-based decision. Ultimately, revenue is pure math, or mostly math, meaning that changing a single variable of the equation, the final result will be totally different. So this is, mathematically speaking, the reason why I don't necessarily trust production-based decision, because they lack certain variables, and number of reservations is a production-based value that doesn't really tell us anything about the actual demand. So meaning all those other users potentially interested in our hotel who bounced and didn't complete the reservation. So to me, the appeal formula looks like this. Appeal equals product bookings divided by product views. So product booking is simple as that, as the number of bookings received for specific products, whilst product views is the number of times that product has been viewed. Put another way, a simple version of the equation is appeal equals product conversion rate. Okay, let's get practical though. By pulling out the following report, either in Google Analytics or Google Data Studio, this one is Google Analytics. But the report is sorted by product list views, meaning the products that have the highest number of views are listed on top. Now, the list is way longer, of course, but let's stick to these 13, 14 products. Now, let's start identifying all those products that this hotel didn't have any reservation for. And here they are, which is quite a lot, 6 out of 13, already an almost 50% of the top viewed products that didn't bring any reservation, any business. These are the first ones to be deleted, for the simple fact that prospects are essentially not interested in these rooms and rates at all. Now, like I said though, all those rooms and rates that are not appealing, meaning have a low conversion rate, should be deleted too. And in the screen above, for instance, number 10, so C2D minus DR, which is essentially, C2D is the room type, DR is essentially daily rate, is one of those, even though it generated a reservation. Now, most times when a hotel gets one single reservation for a certain product, even on a very long period of time, well, they become reluctant to get rid of it, with the fear of losing the business coming from that single reservation, without understanding that most likely that reservation would have come through anyway. Put differently, that product may have cannibalized another product. Now, which are the rules to filter low appealing products? Because product conversion rate may be enough, so those with a very low conversion rate, we delete them. However, if you get a product that gets very few reservations, or no reservations at all, but at the same time it also gets a very little visibility, meaning a very low number of views, you might want to test it more and waited for it to get more views. This is why I usually consider two combined values to assess which products I will delete or not. And these are the ones: high number of views in combination with the low product conversion rate. So for instance, depending on, of course, how long the period of analysis is and the size of the hotel, but something like this may be reasonable. Using the advanced filters of Google Analytics, I can now pull out a report that lists all those products that have, respectively, at least 1,000 views and less than 0.01 product conversion rate. And I keep saying get rid of them or delete them, which may sound extreme to some, especially if you have been offering certain products for quite a long time. I understand that you might be a little reluctant, but the point is, low performing products are essentially low performing. So that is to say, they don't sell or they barely sell. So either we delete those rooms and rates or we change them. And by changing, I mean, we need to change the way or what is that makes up the real value of that product, which means its attributes. What is that prospects and customers' value of your products? So why do they buy them from you? And the reason is because their attributes, more specifically the value that you assign to each of these attributes and how your customers perceive them. Now, I guess it might be still a little bit confusing, so let's see them together. Attributes are at two levels: hotel level attributes and product level attributes. Hotel level attributes may be location, category of the hotel, so the number of the stars, for example, proximity to certain point of interest, hotel services, hotel amenities. There may be many different and many more, but these are actually the most important ones. Next to them, we have product level attributes. And these are the ones, so for example, room size or the bedding type. So queen bed, double bed, king size bed. The price is of course an attribute. Policies, so cancellation policies and payment policies are attributes. Meals included or not, for example, breakfast. Is it breakfast included? Is not included? Half board, full board? And room-specific amenities, meaning amenities that changes depending on what kind of room type or room categories you choose. Now, the difference between hotel and product level attributes stands in the fact that the former, so the hotel level attributes, do not change based on the room and the rate selected by the prospect. Think about, for example, the location or the distance of the hotel to a certain point of interest in your city. They remain the same, no matter whether customers select single or double or advanced purchase rate or daily rate, they remain the same. So the sum of the two hotel and product level attributes and the value that you assign to each of them is what makes up your products ultimately and what you sell. And this is, visually speaking, what I think it best represents it. Now, if the values of attributes at hotel level remain unchanged, what you can change is the value assigned to your product level attributes. Again, a product is a combination of rooms and rates, because you may face a situation where, for example, you have your deluxe room sells quite well in combination with the advanced purchase rate, but it doesn't sell at all, for example, in combination with a special offer. So that's the reason why I'll always talk about products, meaning specific combination of rooms and rates, as opposed to individual rooms or individual rates. What do you do when you face a low-performing product, generally speaking? Do you lower your price? That's quite common. And if so, you are changing the value of the product level attribute named price. You see, everyone has already been doing that. But what I also want to say is that it's not all about the price. Now, lowering prices is actually the most common thing. Everyone does it, but it's the first thing that pops up to our mind when especially sales don't go well. But there is a bunch of other attributes though that you can play around with. And this is the exact reason of this post. Price is oftentimes overrated. Take me, for example, all right? So assume I am one of your prospects. Breakfast to me is sacred, and breakfast is one of the attributes. I don't even stand up in the morning if I know that I'm not going to have my breakfast. Oh, and by the way, breakfast to me is not simply a cup of coffee or an espresso. It's way more, way more. I'm the kind of guy who would rather pay $10, $15, or even $20 more, knowing that I'm going to have a proper buffet breakfast, rather than going on budget and settling for what I call dirty water so-called coffee at Starbucks. Don't touch my breakfast, therefore give me breakfast. That is an attribute that I value a lot. And if you think I'm the only idiot who thinks this way, well, if you think I'm the only idiot, and therefore it doesn't make any sense going down this way, then try another way. For instance, upgrades. Upgrade for free to a higher room category. So simply put, if your sales suffer, it means that you have plenty of rooms to sell. So upgrade. Rather than a standard room, offer a superior room or a deluxe room as your bottom price room. So rather than lowering your price, you higher your quality. Clearly, you need to make clear mention of the upgrade as a super benefit that eventually you're going to offer only to those who book direct. So not through the OTAs, but direct through your site and booking engine. Now, one more thing, not always the lowest or the cheapest attributes win. If you check again the screenshot, well, the screen that I shared before, here below again. Now, not necessarily the rates or the products with the lowest displayed price got the highest number of reservations. Generally speaking, yes, of course, the better the price, the higher possibility, but it's not always the case. Think, for example, of the advanced purchase rate, because the advanced purchase rate usually come with the most restrictive policies, cancellation policies and payment policies. Usually advanced purchase rate is not cancelable, non modifiable, payment upfront. So there is nothing more restrictive than that. However, me personally have access to more than 250 hotels, the data of more than 250 hotels, and I can see that advanced purchase rate most of the times outperform any other rates, no matter what hotel is, globally speaking. But okay, this is the practice. Why do we do this? So what do we do this for? Because the main and most frequent argument that I get in return when I suggest doing this thing, when I suggest going down this path of deleting and changing products, is that removing rooms and rates kind of seems to clash with the fear of losing business opportunities. Put differently, getting rid of products goes against the logical thought of offering more to get more. And like I said before, the less we know how to do something, the more we tend to broaden our options by doing everything or by offering everything. So translated, in our case, the less we know about our prospects and their preferences, the more we tend to offer the vastest set of options for them to choose from, hoping that one of these combinations fits their wishes and needs. That's why we end up offering 30 plus, 50 plus, 80 plus products through our booking engine. But our brains, human brains, cannot handle it. Human brain is like a computer RAM. This is a good metaphor that I will add. A computer RAM, in a nutshell, is a temporary memory in which all my current activities, everything that I have been doing now with my laptop, is stored in. Put simply, RAM can be compared to a person's short-term memory. And do you know why human short-term memory is short? Because it's limited. Very, very limited. Plus, we who try to get our message through, we hotels are trying to get our message through and stored in our prospects RAM, have access to a teeny tiny little part of an already teeny tiny little space. So pretending the recipients of our messages, meaning our prospects, to be able to store more information they can possibly handle is like trying to save, for example, 1,000 high quality photos that you shoot with your high quality camera on I don't know whether you remember the 3-point-inch floppy disk. I guess if you are in the, Generation X and Y, you certainly have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm millennial, so I'm 35, so I guess those of you of my age and older, you pretty know what I'm talking about. But yes, this is the reason why, the one and only reason why, yes, we need to delete rooms as much as rooms and rates as much as possible. The less, the better. The more specific, the better. Not only offering too many rooms and rates is useless, but the higher the quantity, the lower the quality. Because quantity generates confusion in the eyes of someone who is simply interested in one thing only. One product, one room and one rate. Our customer, no matter whether we offer 30 plus, 50 plus, 80 plus, our prospects are simply there looking for one single thing. One product, meaning one room and one rate. When there's too much, there is too little space and RAM capacity to focus on what your prospect may be really interested in, which is that one product that perfectly fits their needs. So you offering 30 plus, 50 plus, 80 plus products, in your prospect's eyes, your booking engine looks something like this, which is essentially a bunch of perfectly identical capsules, even though when you look at them a little closer, they may be different one from another. Have you ever heard the saying, people on internet are lazy? I said that too often times. I also say people on internet are freaking lazy because our 3.5-inch floppy disk that we have in our hands and that we call memory, being so small makes us lazy. Essentially, there is no space for storing more than its physical capacity. That's why when we finally reduce the size of our message, meaning the size of our offer, the number of products that we offer, not only do prospects feel less overwhelmed, but actually, like all humans, they automatically and naturally improve their capacity to better understand and, most importantly, perceive the value and the difference among the few products that we have been offering. So they do not look the same. They're not only white, but they will see a product that is blue, they will see a product that is green, they will see a product that is pink, they will see a product that is black, one gray, and so on and so forth. To wrap up, high quantity to me equals high confusion. Low quantity instead means higher quality, which is equals to higher value, which is equal to you can even higher your rates. And I'm gonna say something that, I said many times, I will never stress that out enough. It's never about the costs. It's always about the value, unless you are being seen as a commodity. All right, this is it for today's video. I guess you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you again the next time with another video. All right, take care. Ciao, ciao.